Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Robert Greene's Law 6 is about one thing. Don't let yourself become invisible. That's the heart of it. Most people hear this law and think it's telling you to become loud or flashy, reckless or desperate for attention. It isn't. It's telling you something much more useful. If people don't notice you, they don't remember you. If they don't remember you, they don't think about you. And if they don't think about you, they don't choose you or trust you or follow you or hire you or pay you. And that's the truth. You can be talented and overlooked. You can be smart and still ignored. You can be good and still get left behind. Because value that stays hidden dies in silence. That's why this law matters. Not because attention's everything, because invisibility it's just expensive. Think about it at work. There's one person who does solid work, solves problems, keeps things moving, but doesn't ever say a word. Then there's another person who knows how to present the work, speak at the right time, and make people remember what they've done. Who gets picked there? Who gets noticed? Who gets the chance? That's Law 6 in real life. It's not always the best person that moves ahead. It's often the person that gets noticed. And yeah, that doesn't sound fair, but it's life. It's real. So if you want to use this law properly, stop treating visibility like vanity. It's not vanity to let people see your value. It's not arrogance to make your work impossible to ignore. And it's not ego to stand up, speak clearly and carry yourself like you matter. That's part of the game. Look, I'm going to tell you where people go wrong. They confuse being seen with showing off. Then they confuse being memorable with being dramatic. They confuse attention with chaos. Yeah, chaos gets attention, but so does foolishness. So does scandal. So does being loud for no reason. But that's weak attention. That kind of attention makes people look at you. It doesn't make them respect you. And if attention costs you your respect, you've lost. So use this law with some discipline. Don't ask, how do I get eyes on me? Ask, what do I want people to notice about me? That question changes everything. You want people to notice your steadiness, your style, your standards, your results, your confidence. Your calm, your edge, your clarity, all of that. That's where smart attention lives. It lives in distinctiveness. It lives in presence, in giving people something real to remember you. Don't blend in by accident. Too many people do that. They speak like everyone else, dress like everyone else, post like everyone else, and then think like everyone else. Then they wonder years later why nobody ever remembered me, because nothing stood out. Nothing carried any shape. Nothing had force behind it. So if you want Law 6 to become clear, you need to know what you stand for. You need to know how you speak. You need to know what your name means in a room. You need to know what people feel when you show up, because once you know that, you can sharpen it. And once you sharpen it, you stop being forgettable. And that matters in every area of your life. Work. It means your contribution becomes visible. In business, it means people remember your message. In content, it means people stop scrolling past. In your social life, it means your presence lands. And in leadership, it means people feel direction when you speak. That's power. Not shouting, not desperation, it's presence. The kind that changes the room without begging the room to approve it. Look, let's talk about how to use this law properly. First of all, you need to make your work visible. If you solve something, let it be seen. If you build something, present it properly. If you create value, don't bury it in false humility. You don't need to brag. You do need to make sure the right people can see what you've done, because that's not ego, that's a strategy. Second of all, you need to speak with some shape. When you speak, don't mumble your values, don't drown your point in nerves, and don't over-explain until your sharpness has gone. Say what matters, say it clearly, and stop. A clear voice gets remembered more than a long one. Third of all, develop a signal. People remember signals. They remember the person who's always calm under pressure. They remember the person who always speaks with precision. They remember the person whose work is always sharp. And they remember the one whose style, tone and standards is different. That's what you want, not random attention. A recognisable signal. Fourth, sort out your timing. This matters more than people think. If you're everywhere all of the time, your presence becomes cheap. If you speak too much, your words lose weight. And if you post endlessly, react endlessly, and show up in every comment, every trend, and every small moment, people just get used to you and they stop noticing. So part of being visible is knowing when to appear and when to hold back. The right moment adds force, the wrong moment just wastes it. Fifth, don't hide behind fear and call it humility. That's one of the biggest mistakes people make. They tell themselves that they're staying humble, but really they're terrified of being seen, terrified of being judged, terrified of being envied, terrified of being expected to deliver at a higher level. So they shrink away. To stay safe, they'll disappear. Then they get bitter when loud people move ahead of them. Don't do that. If you've got something real, let it stand in the light. You don't need to become fake to do that. You just need courage. And I'm going to give you another side of this law. You also need to know when people are using it. So look around you. Some people are not powerful because they're deeper than everyone else. They're powerful because they understand attention. They know how to hold a room. They know how to make a simple message land. They know how to make themselves memorable. They know how to make people feel something. That's why they move people. That's why they grow. That's why they get chosen. And once you see that, you stop thinking attention's random, because it's often just built, it's designed, it's directed. And that means you can build it too. But look, I'm going to give you a warning with this law. Don't become addicted to that attention. The law's useful. Attention addiction, however, is a weakness. If you need constant eyes on you to feel real, you're already owned by the crowd, and that's not power. Real power is being able to use attention without needing it to survive. So that let attention serve the mission, but don't let the mission become attention. Have you heard that? That line matters. Let attention serve the mission. Don't let the mission become attention. That's how you stay clear and clean. That's how you use the law without becoming a clown. Here's law 6 in simple language, in one hit. Don't be invisible. Don't let your value hide in the dark. Don't blur yourself until people walk past what is powerful inside you. Stand out, be clear, and be memorable. Make sure people notice you for the right reasons, because in the real world, being good is never enough. People have to see it, and once you see it, feel it, and remember it, now your value's got some force. That's when the door starts opening. That's when your name starts carrying weight, and that's when your presence starts doing work before you even speak. So stop shrinking away and stop blending in. Stop acting like being unnoticed is some noble path. That's rubbish. If you've got something real, let it be seen. That's law 6. Make sure people notice you, and make sure what they notice is worth remembering. This is the way, my friends. You take care and stay blessed. Namaste.